see. Let's give her purple, and let's give her some different hair. Let's make this one blonde. Okay, cool. Maybe a little darker. That seems like a good name. Let's recruit.
Yeah, originally we were going to have the ability to have every class be either gender. And there was actually some code still in the game for that. Like I think if you open up your save file, you can see like it'll record all of your generic units as being either male or female, even though there's no option to have it the other way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the classic excuse, which in our case turned out to be true, is that like it would require more art.
It would require literally twice as much art.
Right. And if you're a big AAA studio, I mean, it's like that argument doesn't totally wash. But I mean, here, I mean, I'm not sure if people buy that or not, but that is what happened. Is we were like our release was being delayed, and I figured since we had representation from both classes. I think there's actually technically more women than men in the game if you include the dragons and Azra. Yeah, including dragons and Azra, there's more females than males. So I figured we would just add the ability to have classes be either gender in the next game. Okay, cool. So let's get this awesome piece of equipment here in this battle. So this is actually interesting. Normally in the normal playthrough of the game, you are not going to... Let me quickly go back to... I have that little menu there because there's not room for 6 buttons. And being able to slow the game down is being an accessibility feature. Normally in the game, you do not have armored enemies on the normal challenges until much later.
Yeah, I think they actually get a story introduction, like 5 missions or so from where we are.
Right, but if you're going off on these advanced battles, it gives us an opportunity to give you a challenge, potentially before you've gotten the game's stock answer for it. And so some people feel like, oh, how am I supposed to beat armored enemies without knights? And knights, of course, have the ability to peel off their armor. And the answer is, well, you have to get creative. And this gets especially interesting in New Game Plus, where it hides your higher level characters until you meet them in the story. So like in New Game Plus, you could, even though you have Marcos at like level 30 or something, he wouldn't appear in this battle until you'd met him in the story. And so the secret to beating, the secret specifically to beating, that was not the correct place to put her. That is the correct place to put her because she gets all of this territory. And let's put Rena down, because that is exactly what I need when dealing with worms. So yeah, the secret to dealing with armored enemies when you don't have armor removal is you have to maximize the amount of damage on every attack to go over the damage to go over the damage tax, basically. So if you look at Slack here, you would want to put all your points into the attack that does the most damage per hit. So I think he actually has some attacks, like his next level attack or something. I think Ket is a better example. So I think at Spread Shot and Blackout the Sun, they'll do more damage overall, but they'll do less damage per hit. Whereas Rapid Shot is the sweet spot. Every attack does the most damage. So if you wanted to specialize Keta for dealing with armor without armor removal, you would want to pump all of your points into Rapid Shot, because every single hit would have more showing after the damage tax has been removed. So I'm going to put her on Bulldog mode here. Now this is like a really tricky advanced setting that honestly probably could have been designed a little better. What it basically means is as soon as she starts targeting something, she never stops targeting it until it's dead. And that means that, and that's very useful for when you want to start hitting something. So I put her on Strong and Bulldog, which means hit the strongest enemy you see, but then don't stop once you've hurt it a little and something else is stronger. So she's going to focus on that guy, whereas if it wasn't targeted, if this was off, she would have already started hitting this guy by now.
Yeah.
And that's because, and now he went out of range, so that's why she switched targets. And that's why it's a little wonky, because when the original target comes back into range, she won't necessarily start hitting it again. Oh my gosh! Okay, it is frenzy-tastic time.
Ooh, yeah, that guy's got full health. Yeah. No, we can't get a lightning in there. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, there goes our perfect.
Restart. Okay, so let's think about this again.
Okay, so we know those armored guys are coming in from the red entrance.
So let's give them as much slowdown as possible, and this will work too because it gives us 1 square of slowdown for Wormy guy. Now let's get her on freaking Sleet, and honestly speaking, let's look at her. Okay. Rapid Shot does 21 per hit. This does, I think, DPS divided by the cost, she's twice as expensive for 21 per hit. She does have Sharpshooter, which gives her a chance of doing double damage.
She also has that limited range, which is especially hard to work around in this layout.
Okay, so I haven't done the calculation myself, but I think it's going to be more cost-effective to plonk down a couple of Berserkies. And here, it makes more economical sense, actually, to overboost, because I don't need more coverage. I need, like, if I don't get through the damage tax, I'm toast. But if I don't kill any worms, I'm dead. And I should have put that guy here. I am not doing, oh well.
Well, hopefully Slack can get his one little corner there. Nope, maybe not.
Okay, yeah. So the lesson you guys should take away is that developers are not necessarily good at playing their own game. Okay, so we have to deal with the worms first, is the lesson. So we absolutely have to, or we're toast. Okay. Oh my, okay, and we lost. Okay, so we need to be able to slow them down before they show up. So
we might just have to play a little hot seat game with Rena here, where we're just plunking her down at the worms, then yanking her up and throwing her down at the knights as soon as they come in.
But we're PSI stuff. Okay, so the problem is we're, and this is actually exactly what we intend. We want, like, the player not to be able to just snooze fest through it. They have to, like, sit down and think. So we were optimizing her for the second wave instead of dealing with the first one. So we could split the difference. Here she gets 3 tiles of worm slowdown and 3 tiles of slowing down armored dudes.
And we're just going to have to place our berserkers accordingly.
Right, and then put a berserker here on the corner. He'll still be able to hit knights, not as much. And let's just focus on killing all the worms and then reinvest all of that money into... Okay. This actually looks pretty good. It looks like they're not getting ahead of us. Yeah, we're finally doing okay.
And here come the knights.
Okay.
We've got enough cash to plunk down 1 berserker, but not boost him.
Right, okay. And so the thing is, she's buying us time, but unless we do something with that time...
And we're not getting any more Psy, because none of these guys are going to die for a while.
We don't have anything coming from the blue until a bunch of Vanilla Revenant, who Slack should be able to handle by himself. If we put him here, he gets more time, but we waste the opportunity that Rena is giving us here. So it might be smarter to put him, say, here.
That gives him some double coverage.
Yeah. Now, this is not going to be very helpful unless we boost him, because he only does 10 damage, and these guys... I mean, that's not even going to get through the armor. And he's got no chance of criticals or anything, so... That was a big fat waste until we could have boosted him, so...
Well, once Slack drops this first guy here...
Yeah.
Oh. I did not realize they were not going to give us anything.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Okay, alrighty. Well, that worked early on, right?
We might want to get Rena down somewhere. She's got a decent chance for getting critical, so if we could get her somewhere...
You mean Keta.
Or Keta, bleh.
Yeah, let's put Keta where she can focus. Like, her job, honestly speaking, is going to be to... Now, let's take advantage of the fact that you can recall people before the first wave comes for 100% return. So if we put Keta here, she has the best possible coverage she will ever have of the Armored Knights.
Yeah.
And Rapid Shot will be good, and she'll be able to focus on worms for a little bit here. Then we can put Slack, say, here.
And he'd basically just goaltend
Yeah,
everyone else.
We'll just really try to get him to... And then Rena's going to focus on killing stuff. Because we need money so that we can get Slack to double hit and stay ahead of the curve here. Yeah.
Now, of all our berserkers, Slack is probably the best to take on the knights, isn't he?
Probably. Well, let's see. This guy has 15 damage on his flurry, and Slack has 21. He does get 1 square of coverage there. I mean, I might as well swap him out now. I'll take a small hit for it, but yeah.
And then we can plunk down someone else to deal with the vanilla guys.
And then we're Rena buys us time with the knights with the armored zombies here, and then Keta cashes in on it because she can hit that whole thing. Someone was saying on a forum once, I don't know what your problem is, but I can tell you the answer is more rangers. Let's put this healer down for cheap. And let's boost him just to get better heal. Oh my gosh, cast the healing spell. Do I need to put a second? I'm going to put a second cheapo down because it's better than losing my whole investment. Right? Okay, well, she's past the worst of it. We're fine. Okay, let's slow down. Okay, I've got 50. I can put another berserker down and boost him.
That is probably worth doing.
I'm going to put him here so that he can cover that last lane, get those...
Well, we don't have... Oh, yeah.
I mean, Slack can still hit this corner, and Rena is still there, and then... I mean, Keta's not going to hit anything, but... I think we can probably deal with that, and if anything gets by, I will. It's just like, now is a great time for Frenzy. I know I could have boosted him up to 50, and that was probably what I should have done. Oh man. Oh jeez.
Oh dear.
Are we even gonna beat the level, maybe?
No. Oh.
Okay.
Womp womp.
Okay, well...
We might be trying to bite off more than we can chew here.
You know what? Okay, I think we can beat this. I think we can beat that. Let's go and buy some stuff. Like, let's just power up with good equipment and then see what we can do. So
I think, did we give the new Rangers the good hand-me-down stuff we have?
we didn't, but we haven't used them yet, so it's not like it matters. We can wear a potato sack. Okay, so let's see here. So, I mean, Keta's already got the best bow. Unless we sell everything off, we can't get a better sword. And then we could almost afford a better staff. Well, let me see if there's just crap we can sell. We don't need that. And...
That was better than what wait. So we've got, Hulk Hogan has nothing at all, apparently.
Yeah, you know,
Kesniman, you speak up, buddy.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if we can get to 650... Well, what we'll do is that we'll just sell whatever Rena's got equipped now. And then buy an oaken staff for her. That'll be our best edge. So, let's see if that puts us over the top. Sometimes just a small purchase like that can make the difference. Okay, so this worked, and then this worked, right?
Yeah. And we want Slack up where he can get the knights and like Kesniman or Kared down to take care of the worms and other
so
wimps.
You know what? Let's put him here. Let's focus as much as possible on shared coverage. Because so far we've been doing okay with killing stuff down there.
But we need to get Slack in the game. There we go.
Okay, so like right here,
Yeah, I think so.
as opposed to like right here.
Well, yeah, that probably gets in the best.
Quit showboating. A little animation just makes you nervous sometimes. But I like the tension. Okay, yeah, so we can deal with this side. It's this side that always kills us.
Alright, so that gives us, oh, not quite enough to boost Slack.
Don't worry, we'll be able to kill one. First, just kill the first one. And then start spreading out your damage.
Okay, so Slack can get pumped up here.
Yeah. And then all the little gold points are... Her sharpshooter stat is really good for dealing with armor before you're supposed to be able to, because every time it gives her double damage, that's like... it's pure gravy over the armor tax.
We might want to plunk down a healer. Oh, we can.
Oh, flarp. And we can't even cast a spell. She is dead, and we are probably hosed. Wait. No! Okay, we are almost certainly hosed, but... Man.
Okay, well we have... The last armored guy is out.
And we are hosed. Okay. We just need to do that earlier. Okay, maybe if we just focus on not spending all of our money immediately, we will not do so terribly. You know, maybe we should just... The solution to your problem is more rangers. Should we just try that?
I'd be worried there's so much dead space there. Like, you really want Slack goaltending.
Yeah.
Might be more worth boosting Slack. But that's going to be a while.
Okay. Yeah, anything I can do to thin out the crowd. So, here. Right?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, that AoE saves you just in time. Okay. So we dealt with that. That's good.
And once again, we have just barely not enough to boost Slack. But we can get him down and boost him.
Do we want him boosted?
I guess Ether Flash isn't going to be super helpful here, but it will increase the amount that he heals for, right?
It's pretty cheap, you know. The question is whether we wanted a Berserker instead. Well, we want to boost someone instead. We don't care about coverage.
Yeah, I think probably next order of business is to boost Slack, because right now he's just there with his basic attack.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, we need to get him to flurry. Okay.
Yeah, basic attack is not doing anyone any favors. Yeah.
Okay. Go away. Did our healer just die?
Yes. Oh dear.
Okay, yeah, wow. We might have to edit this. And just... Okie dokie. Alright.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, so that went poorly.
Poorly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I think boosting the healer was probably the wrong decision at that point. I think basically we need to boost Slack once
Right.
in our initial setup.
Right, let's put him here and then boost him first chance we get.
As awesome as it would be to get another Berserker in the mix.
Okay.
Could we maybe hold off on boosting Keta?
This time what I've done is that I have not boosted Rena. I've just focused on these two. So that we can kill this whole wave and get all the money.
Then we can boost Rin up just in time for our knights here.
Right. Wow. Did you just see Keta kill it immediately? Look at that. Look at that. Wow. That is what we need to do. That is the solution to our problem. Look at that. Look at her go. Wow. Okay, okay. Uh-huh.
Might be worth getting a Berserker up there, not even boosted, just to draw aggro. Alright, now we really need to get Slack up to Flurry as soon as we can.
Right.
Don't think it's going to happen for us.
Okay. Let's try to... Okay, so the solution was Rena right here. Keta right here. Let's make our goal get Slack to Flurry as soon as possible. Let's hold off on Rena for now. Because, look, I mean, look, this is just killing stuff. You know, it's just like, we're just, everything is dying. You know?
We should probably also swap Keta over to Fast.
Yeah. So that she focuses on enemies that are running.
Oh,
Okay.
we... Yeah, probably host, but... Ah, it's all little spitter worms. Man. There we go. Slack. Chomp them up. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. He's getting kind of spread thin on either side there. Oh, okay, this might be a case of just waiting until we get Marcos.
Yeah, no, I think we can do it. I think we're close. Okay, we're gonna do this.
What level are these baddies here?
Those worms start at level 8. These guys are level 4. These guys are level 10.
So I'm trying to remember. The last story mission we did was 5 to 10.
Right. So let's put her here. Let's put him. I mean her here. Rapid shot. This works. This works. It works well. And then let's just focus on putting damage on the board. And then just have her use her just little freezy splitness. You know, let's just focus on DPS, like a good little tower defense optimizers. Okay, and let's keep her alive with a steady diet of healers and a berserker to drive. Oh, as soon as you do it. He was $15. I don't care about him.
Oh, there goes.
He did his job. He was a $15 meat shield. Frenzy it up.
Honestly, at this point, we might pull Keta out and just use that return to beef up, get maximum berserkers down, because we're at the point where she can't really hit any of these dudes.
Right, and then beefify. Yeah, that was the solution, man.
Let's pump up Hulk Hogan over there. Get him his double hit.
You know, once you figure out the right strategy, it's like suddenly you win, and that's like a really good feeling. Okay, let's not speak too soon because these guys are kicking our butts. That's good. Okay, cool. Yeah. We're doing it. Okay, he died. I don't care. Okay. Get her back in the game.
There we go.
Yes! See?
That was half an hour.
Yeah, probably. We'll edit that down so we only show the one where we... Maybe we'll put in 1 or 2 where we lost as opposed to like, what was it, 7? Anyway, oh, we get freeze now. This is an awesome skill. So we're going to put that in real quick. And these both just augment her basic little ice ball stat. So you could just like spec her to have like maximum chill and freeze. So for just the cost of an unboosted ice mage, you can just have like really awesome debuff. Which can be really, really valuable.
Yeah, I generally hire a extra ice mage and spec her to just that.
What should we put points in?
I think Slack is probably going to be like our high-level skill guy.
Right.
And we might want to make Karet or Kesnimon here, like, spec him just max out double hit. Because that's super cheap.
No, we could just spec for speed because that increases all of your cooldowns. I haven't done the math. Let's just do double hit. Well, I'll make this guy speed and that guy double hit, and we'll see which one's better.
That works.
Okay. One thing I like to do is have one that's red and one that's purple, and spec one for bleed and one for poison. I don't know which one's better. This guy needs to not die so much, so I'm going to give him 15 extra hit points so that I don't keep losing my investment. And I'm going to do this just to unlock the next skill. Okay, cool. So we finally got the Glory of War armor here. And so this is unique heavy armor. Is there anything special you want to talk about this one?
That basically just... I think this is probably the first point outside of Rena that we introduce any kind of the backstory or the history of Quaid. So I wanted to do more than just like, oh, they're fantasy Nazis. And I think, unfortunately, they oftentimes come across as that because they're kind of in a position of antagonism towards the Ash Kingdom, which is who we're rooting for.
Right. I mean, and most of the history we have of the Quaid is written by the Ash, so there might be a slightly unreliable narrator there.
Yeah. So I wanted to show that this was a militaristic society that was not necessarily innately negative.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly don't know of any countries that are incredibly militaristic and world-dominating that nevertheless see themselves in a positive light. Certainly don't live in one of those. Anyway.
But I wanted to include this sense that there is still... It always bothers me when you have entire civilizations that lack any form of morality.
Right.
Like, you have millions of people, and somehow they've all bought the party line, hook, line, and sinker, and the party line is also something that doesn't make sense whatsoever because it's like, destroy the earth.
Right, yeah. It's like, no one is evil for the sake of evil. Everyone just like, everyone believes everyone except like really mentally deranged people think they're good people. You know, whether or not that's actually true, or whether anyone else disagrees. So you have to, I mean, and that goes, not only does that go double for villains, but it goes super double for societies, because societies have to have a compelling reason to go along with whatever's going on. So let's go and equip this sweet armor. So this is going to keep her alive for a very long time. So this like awesome stuff you get in battle eventually gets obsolete. Like eventually you find better stuff than it in stores. But, and that used to be all there was to the game. You know, in the alpha version of the game, that was all there was. It was a nice, unique armor, and the advantage you had for going to get it early was it gives you this huge advantage early on if you're able to beat these really hard battles. But then eventually it would get obsolete, and then so people were like wanting to sell their unique armor. And I knew we would probably do something with it in the future, so I explicitly made it so you can't get rid of unique equipment. Because I wanted to have some secret in the future. And I'm glad I did that, because in New Game Plus we made it so you could upgrade them. So it gives you this great incentive in New Game Plus to go back and get 100% in the regular game. So you can get all this unique loot that you can then get like super great endgame loot in New Game Plus mode with. And that's probably where we'll end this. We'll probably cut this recording session up into a couple episodes and edit out all our miserable failures.
Oh boy.
But
that was rough.
that was embarrassing, probably. Like, probably guys in the forums are like, "What's wrong with you losers? Don't you know that you should have read my wiki article on optimum strategy?" And this is what happens when you spend more time developing games than playing them. Anyway, we're going to sign off here. I'm Lars. And
I'm James.
And we suck at games.